Hey there, it's Big Tony over here at NATG, coming at you with a little something different today, guys. I'm looking at the test server update for this weekend. I usually don't try to publish two videos in the same day, but this is pretty important stuff. We've got big nerfs coming our way. Pixonic has tipped their hand, and they're showing exactly what we're coming down the pipe. Now, this is the first week of these proposed nerfs and buffs that are coming down the pipe here. So expect these to change a bit over the next couple weeks. But what this is telling me is there are some massive changes coming. And at the end, I'll tell you why I think they're doing this. But this is not unusual. This is not new for this game, guys. This happens every 6 months to a year. So I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time. So this is a post from Shredder Blitz. This is over. This is on the Discord page for War Robots. So let's go ahead and go down here, and we finally get the CURIE nerf, and it is a significant one, guys. This is probably one of the, I'm going to say it's one of the best things that's going to happen, because the CURIE's been all over the place. But of course, a lot of folks are running that, and they put a lot of money into that. But let's go ahead and take a look here. The CURIE, we're talking a cooldown on blink support. You're almost doubling the amount of time spent there. Turret damage down 30%. Turret range cut almost in half. Lockdown rate is increased up to 15%. So it'll lock you down more. That's not bad. I like that. Increased bonus on movements from blink support up to 90%. So you're going to get more speed, more lockdown, but less range and less damage, and you're going to be using it less in the game. So this is a significant nerf to the CURIE, and I have two of them, so it's going to be interesting to adapt my tactics to that. Crisis, increased cooldown. So the Crisis is even going to have even a longer cooldown from stealth. So Crisis, really, I don't use the Crisis anymore. So to me, it doesn't affect me. But to a sniper out there, it might be interesting. Dagon is taking a hit, guys. Reduced durability, reduced shield surge, increased shield surge cooldown. But you do get some bonus speed, and you're getting a little bit more regeneration. But the Dagon, I think, is going to, it's going to be what it is. The Dagon is one of those hit or miss bots anyhow. I use it and I have it, but I don't use it that much. I mean, honestly, I might just run Daredevil skill on it and just not even worry about a lot of it. But Dagon, I think, is still going to be playable, but not going to, of course, be quite as good as it was before. Inquisitor, that's just kind of a, well, that's just kind of a silly one. That really means nothing. Hades, increased durability, really means nothing. Jaeger, really looking at the stats here, that really doesn't mean much. These are cannon fodder changes, kind of camouflage the big ones. CURIE, you're looking at the big one. Leech is just a camouflage. Lynx, here's one that's getting a little bit of a nerf here. You're talking a reduced in speed by 8 kilometers per hour. Not huge. I don't even think most of you will notice the difference. Increased cooldown, 2 more seconds. That you might notice. But it's definitely, I don't think there's going to be, I think people who are going to play it are still going to be playing it. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. Nightingale, reduced cooldown on air support. Nightingale is basically getting a buff. OCHOKOCHI is getting another nerf, guys. Apparently, yeah, I'm guilty of this. I basically run it too much, apparently. You're talking increased durability. That's great. It's going to be tankier. You're getting 30,000 more hit points here. That's okay. Its knockback impulse from Stampede will be 25%. So you're not going to be throwing bots as far as you used to. Reduced acceleration from Stampede. You're going to be moving slower. They are anglering this. The angler got massive speed nerfs until finally they got it to the point where it's used, but it has to be used in a different manner than it was before. In the OCHOKOCHI, I think they're heading in the same direction. They're trying to make it more, they're going to make it more tankish, and they're going to make it less assaultish. They're going to definitely make this into a bot that you're going to run like the angler. So definitely that is heading out the door. It's going to be, I think this will probably be the one that pushes it a little bit out of the meta. Let's take a look. Pathfinder is actually getting, you're getting a reduced damage from Hunter stack, 20% to 10% per stack. That's actually pretty big. That's you're cutting your stack bonus in half. We're talking increased repair for destroying enemy robots while under Hunter effect. That's not too much there. The reduced damage bonus from the Hunter stack is actually something there. So it's going to have to be run more like a support bot. Now here is something interesting. we got the Raptor. Increased speed, just a very slight amount. Not even going to make much of a difference. Reduced damage to built-in weapons. You're going to lose a little bit there. You're reducing damage in your Comet Splash. 15,000. That's actually pretty big. And reduced amount of damage reflected by the reflector from 40 to 30%. That's actually a pretty decent nerf right there. So we're already seeing the Raptor start coming down. It's starting to de-escalate from meta. So mark my words, there'll be more nerfs coming, probably in the coming months on that. Revenant. Let's see, gray damage. Let's see, increased protection from gray damage while under effective aggressive blank, 90 to 99%. Revenant's going to be tanky. It was tanky. It still is tanky. You can take it out, but it definitely is. They're definitely trying to get that Revenant to make a little bit of a comeback. And I wish I wouldn't have sold mine when I disabled and got rid of my account and sold everything off 2 years ago. I wish I would have kept a Revenant. That way I could have kept that in there, but might have to look at actually picking one of those up. SHENLOU, interval on the blink interval increased by 2 seconds, almost doubling it. So that's a big nerf right there. Reduced Aegis shield accumulation. There's a nerf there. Change the profile. Personal to... Yeah, it changes Aegis profile. Personal to dome. Okay, that's interesting. So now you don't get the Aegis protection that wraps around the bot for up close. It's a dome over it. So if it teleports, you're in the dome with it, so you can brawl on it. This actually is a pretty significant nerf to the SHENLOU right there. That's going to make it much more dealable on the battlefield. And I know a lot of people are really annoyed with the SHENLOU. So definitely that's a significant nerf, and it's going to require a change in game style. We're talking weapons. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Aramis is taking a hit. That full reload time from 12 to 16, significant. Aramis is going to become, it's coming out of the meta. It's already coming out of the meta. Athos and Porthos also increased reload time. You're going to see less of these weapons on the battlefield, guys. They're going to be usable, but they're really coming out. And I expect you're going to see them really drop out of the meta in the next couple updates. Avalanche. We're talking a significant increase in ammo capacity. That's good. Blight. Look at that interval. Interval burst. The interval between bursts, almost doubling. Blight, Decay, Hazard. Everyone's been using them free to play. They're getting pushed. They're going to be pushing them out of the meta. They're going to be sub-meta build bots. They're going to be using those in Expert and Lower Master League. I think they're just trying to push those out of Champion League for whatever reason. They are free to play, so it's not like they're making, I wouldn't think they're making a ton of money off that. So I would expect that to happen at some point with just about every weapon. Now this one surprises me, the reduced damage on the Hurricanes. I don't see Hurricanes being used that much, and it's so easy to get out of the way of those rockets. Just move. If you're moving, they really can't hit you. Not very well. So, yeah, that's interesting. Reduced full reload time, just a little bit. Jaw, Claw, Talon, they're worthless weapons. I don't see them getting anywhere close to being back on the battlefield. Lemming and Fangbao increased burst interval, doubling their burst interval, increasing their reload time. You're seeing the first shots across the bow as far as the Tesla guns go. They're going to be becoming less and less effective. And they've had their day in the sun, and I was expecting this. So it's bound to happen. You're looking at increased burst interval on the Morena, Chion, and Jotun. They're going to be firing really slow, guys. They're being jaw, claw, and taloned into the ground. I expect them to kind of disappear from the battlefield, I think, except in Master League and lower. But that is huge. I'm going to have to see how that pans out. Morena, let's look at the Rime, Cryo, and Glacier. They're going to be, okay, their reload interval is going to be increased, and they're going up a little bit in range. Rime, Cryo, and Glacier, you might actually see a comeback on those. That actually should be entertaining. Whoa, someone over there in the Mech Arena official. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I am in many Discord groups, guys, and so if that pops up, just ignore it. Okay, let's go ahead and go down here. Scotty, Snare, and Hail reload time, slight reduction, no big thing there. Shifang, increased burst interval. That's a Tesla gun. They're getting pushed out, guys. They're heading out of the meta. Spark, increased ammo capacity. They'd like to see you pick those up. If you got Ultimate Scourges, they're going to want to see you get Sparks. Though Sparks do require Guidance Operator to lock on, so I personally don't see any real benefit in having them except maybe in the lower leagues. Subduer, damage reduction, effective range finally coming down to 500 meters, and doubling of their shot interval. they are finally getting the tamer treatment. Expect to see the subduers start plowing their way out of the meta. You're going to be seeing less and less of them. That is a pretty significant bump there, as far as, I should say, not a bump, a significant nerf there. But I've been seeing that, and I've been predicting that for a while. Ultimate shock trains, reduce damage. Yeah, they're monsters. They really are. One-hit wonders. They go out there and boom, they hit you and you're gone pretty much. So that I can see that should have been more balanced when they first released it. I don't see them doing a lot of ultimate nerfs, ultimate edition weapons or bot nerfs, but they will happen from time to time, and the ultimate shock train was definitely put out there, I think, a little overcharged there. And you're looking at less damage, reduced charge rate accumulation, first charge. Yeah, they're bringing it down to where it should have been to start with. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Titans here. Bedware taking a nerf, I would say a significant nerf. A reduction in barrier shield, repair from passive ability has been reduced, and its durability bonus from your damage from your shield barrier is going to be reduced by 10%. That's actually pretty significant. So Bedware is taking a pretty good hit here. Eiffel. This thing has been a monster on the battlefield for a couple updates now, so you know this was coming. Durability decrease. Reduced duration of Cannoneer of their special ability. Durability from Cannoneer is being reduced by 225,000. Oh, we're talking 225,000. It's being cut in half. Reduced damage bonus from 45 to 25%. Reduced cooldown on debut from 7 to 6. Eiffel is getting a nerf. That is a hard nerf. That is going to definitely make things interesting there. Heimdall is getting some cosmetic changes. Getting 50 more defense points, that'll help it. Movement, that's not such a big thing. Increased damage bonus to nearby enemies, that's a help. Increased damage from shapeshift and attack mode, 20%. That's actually pretty good. Damage from Golden Horn is going up 20%. I'm not going to say the Heimdall is going to make it into Champion League and become meta, but it's at least looking like they're at least trying to get it more playable. So that I agree with that. I think that's pretty good. Now the Luchador again is getting another nerf. Luchador is a free-to-play bot. It's kind of a granddaddy of Titans. I mean, you got the Kid, the Luchador, we're talking, and the Arthur. We're talking, these are older school Titans. Of course, they're going to be relegating them out of the meta. Champion League defense point, Champion League. All leagues, actually. Reduced defense points from 170 to 120. That's significant. Reduction in your duration of ultimate defense from almost by half, 8 to 5 seconds. That's going to make the Luchador much more squishy on the battlefield. It's going to be, it's still going to be good, but it's not going to be anything close to the monster it was from a ways back. Now the Rook takes a pretty hard hit here as well. We're talking reduced repair from shield replacement cut in half. And it's reduced durability to frontal shields to be the same as that to the rear shield. So whatever side, it used to be up front, you had thicker shielding basically, and in back it was thinner so you could flank them. Now it's all the same, so you're going to be pounding on from every end. And that reduction in repair actually is going to be pretty significant. Ain't going to kill the Rook, but it definitely is going to make it tougher to play as just a brawling beast. Nodens, whatever, that's not much of a change to me. That is really not... Seriously, that's just kind of a red herring thrown out there. Now the Shranga, increased slowing down effect, phase exile. That's going to help the Shranga. It's a squishy Titan. It's not a great Titan, I'll be brutally honest with you, at least from my opinion. That's not going to make much difference there. So let's go ahead and talk about the Titan weapons. So we're looking at Basilisk, Dazzler are taking a bump. You're talking a pretty significant increase in the increasing shot interval on the Discordia and Tumultus, and they will no longer get that accelerated fire. So big hit to the Discordia and Tumultus. Panda Gruel, increase the cone angle. It's not much of a change there. I still don't use them, probably still won't. Inferno, big damage reduction. And we're talking, it's over, okay, a cooling period. They're doubling, more than doubling, the cooldown time on the Inferno and the Pyro, with a damage decrease as well. So they're taking a pretty significant, hit. Those weapons are going to be entertaining. Now, we're getting into the drones. We got big changes in the drones here, guys. Changes on the activation threshold on low durability for the barrel. Nothing I'm too excited about. I don't run a barrel. Ironheart reduces cooldown on Frozen Heart, and that's no one's really using that. And I think they're trying to push it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Kestrel, there's another nerf to the Kestrel here, guys. Reduced damage bonus on death mark from 15 to 10%. Added time limit on kill speed, 15 seconds. That's new. So you don't get a speed bump, and it just keeps accumulating every time you do it. It only lasts for 15 seconds. Big hit to the Kestrel drone. Now here's one. PASCAL drone is taking a pretty big hit. We're looking at repair threshold. You're going, reduce repair from threshold. They're talking 21% down to 13%. And then you're looking at going from 13 to 7. You're basically looking at almost a cut in half on that repair ability. Your bonus from kill, cutting almost in half, and a good 15% off of per stack max. So yeah, big hit there. Changes the threshold to fix. Before it was 3, 30, 50, 70. They're reducing it to 2 times, 30 and 60. They're splitting the difference between the 50 and the 70, but instead of having 3 shots at it, you're only going to have 2. PASCAL, huge hit. That means that we're going to have something coming down the pipe that's going to be a drone that's going to compete with that. You might start looking at Shy drone. You might start looking at other drones out there, but I think there's actually a limitation. I don't know if there's a nerf on the Shy one yet. We're going to kind of scroll down here. Shy, right below. Yes, there it is. Reduced duration of last stand. So forget the Shy that I said that. You're cutting that almost in half. You're on low speed durability. Speed now only activates once per deployment. So if you got that, your speed, you went below a certain point, you got it. If you went back above, you lost it. But if you went back down below it again, you got it back. Now it's only going to be allowed to happen once. Shy took a pretty big hit there. Definitely that's something that, big changes in the drones. Definitely I might be seeing more with my Seeker drone out there if I'm going to be brawling, because that PASCAL just might not be what I need anymore. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pilots. Auto, it's a 10%. It's a 10% reduction in rate of fire. Not getting too excited about that. Zoe below, along with the CURIE nerfs that already happened, you're talking a recharge bonus from Zoe's Touch from 25 to 15%. So you're talking still, you're slowing down the use of the ability there. So definitely CURIE is definitely finally getting that hammer taken to it that we knew that was going to happen. Okay, that is the end of that there, guys. No gameplay, but just wanted to run through these real quick with you guys. Big nerfs coming. Going to have to be doing some real thoughts on what I'm going to be replacing. I'm going to be looking at Ochos are going to be kind of relegated down to my 3rd and 4th hangar where the anglers are at. Looking at the CURIE is going to be put from top meta to 2nd tier meta. Definitely, we got some stuff coming in that's going to kind of change the game, guys. Now, why they're doing this? Well, on the books, guys, they've already said that if something is overused for a significant period of time, they have to compress it down. And conversely, if something's never used, they're going to bump it back up. So they try to play this balance game. You take that with what you think it is. But like I said, everything in this game is leased. All the power in this game is leased. You only get to keep it for a certain period of time. I was expecting a lot of nerfs to come down the pipe, and they finally dropped it. And that's just the way it is. So, you know what? What can you do about it? Not a heck of a lot. So just get out there, make adjustments. Like I said, I'm going to have to look at the PASCAL drone, a couple of my bots. Some of my weapons I'm going to have to rethink about too. So, and we'll be making more videos on that here in the future on what my replacements and what my adjustments are going to be. All right, guys, time to bail out here. If you guys liked it, if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. That way you know when I'm dropping it. Stay safe and healthy. Watch out for each other. And I'll catch you on the battlefield.